What happens when two powerhouse voices collide in the most uncomfortable television moment of the year? What you're about to see is the exact second everything unraveled between Teddy Swims and Kelly Clarkson, leading to one of the most shocking walk-offs in daytime TV history. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment, because this story only gets more intense with every twist. The studio lights blazed bright as Kelly Clarkson settled into her trademark chair, that familiar smile lighting up her face as she prepared to welcome her guest. Across from her, Teddy Swims shifted slightly on the plush couch, his tattooed hands adjusting the microphone on his shirt. The audience buzzed with excitement, completely unaware that they were minutes away from witnessing television history. "So, Teddy," Kelly began warmly, her voice carrying the charm that made her a beloved host. "Your rise has been incredible. From posting covers in your bedroom to selling out arenas, it's like a real-life fairy tale." Teddy's jaw tightened, though his smile stayed in place. "Well, Kelly, I appreciate that, but I wouldn't call it a fairy tale. There's been a lot of rejection, a lot of grind, and plenty of people who never believed in me." "Oh, absolutely." Kelly nodded eagerly. "But that's what makes it inspiring. You went from being unknown to getting millions of views almost overnight. It must feel amazing to finally get the recognition you deserve." The word "finally" seemed to hang in the air. Teddy's smile faltered before he steadied it again. "I've been at this for over 10 years, Kelly. It wasn't overnight, and it wasn't about recognition. It was about staying true to my art, whether anyone was listening or not." Kelly laughed lightly, but it rang just a bit forced. "Of course. But you've got to admit, social media really changed everything for you. Without TikTok or Instagram, would people even know who Teddy Swims is?" The question landed like a slap. Teddy sat straighter, the mask slipping. "Are you saying my career is just a result of algorithms?" No, Kelly backtracked quickly, though her tone betrayed her. "I'm just saying those platforms gave you a stage you might not have had otherwise. Let's be honest, the industry can be tough for artists who don't fit the traditional mold." Teddy's voice dropped, carrying weight. "And what mold is that exactly?" Kelly smiled, seemingly unaware of the shift. "You know, the tattooed, bearded, soulful guy thing. It's trendy right now. Very authentic feeling, even if it's carefully crafted." "Carefully crafted?" Teddy repeated, barely above a whisper. His eyes locked on hers. "Kelly, these tattoos aren't a gimmick. This beard isn't branding. This is me. And I was me long before anyone cared about authenticity." The studio atmosphere thickened. Kelly forced another smile, glancing at her producers. "Of course, Teddy, I didn't mean otherwise. I think our viewers would love to know how you stay authentic while managing sudden fame." "Sudden fame?" Teddy shook his head slowly. "You keep acting like I just appeared with a guitar in a dream. Do you know how many bars I played for 5 people? How many times I was told my sound was too soulful for country, too R&B for rock? This isn't sudden, it's survival." Kelly's tone turned diplomatic. "I'm sure it was challenging. But speaking of your voice, your latest album is so polished compared to those early recordings. It must be nice working with a real team of professionals. That was it." Teddy's eyes flashed. "A real team? As opposed to the fake amateurs I worked with before?" Kelly winced, realizing too late. "I just mean experienced producers and proper studios must have elevated your sound. There's nothing wrong with getting help to reach your full potential." Teddy's voice was razor sharp. "Reach my potential. Kelly, when you won American Idol, did people say Simon Cowell helped you reach your potential, or did they admit the talent was already there?" The jab caught her off guard. "That's different. Idol is designed to showcase talent." "And what do you think I was doing in those dive bars? Playing hide and seek?" Teddy snapped. His voice rose, the audience shifting uncomfortably. "I was showing my talent to anyone willing to listen long before an algorithm or a producer came along." Kelly tried regaining control. "Teddy, I respect your journey. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot?" But Teddy shook his head. "No, Kelly, we got off on the foot you chose. You invited me here to package my story into some feel-good segment about social media success. You never cared about the real story." The tension in the room could be cut with a knife. Audience members exchanged wide-eyed looks. Producers gestured frantically behind the cameras, but both stayed locked in. Kelly's tone wavered. "What our viewers really want is to hear about your creative process." "My creative process?" Teddy laughed bitterly. It's taking every rejection, every dismissal, every time someone said I didn't fit, and turning it into something beautiful. My process is being real in a world obsessed with selling fake authenticity. Kelly's face flushed. I think you're misinterpreting me. Am I? Teddy leaned forward. Because it sounds like you think my career is luck, algorithms, and outside help. Like someone who looks like me couldn't possibly be enough. The audience was silent, hanging on each word. Kelly's voice hardened. Teddy, you're being unfair. I've interviewed hundreds of artists. I've always been supportive. Supportive? Teddy's voice was incredulous. In 10 minutes, you've implied my success is accidental, my authenticity is fake, and my work wasn't good until someone polished it. That's not supportive. It's insulting. Phones came out. People knew this moment would go viral. Kelly snapped, her professionalism cracking. If you take every question as an attack, maybe you're not ready for this level of attention. The words hit like a bomb. Teddy froze, then stood up. His voice was low and dangerous. Not ready? Kelly, I've fought for every inch of this career. I've bled for it. And you think I'm not ready because I won't sit here and let you minimize me? Kelly doubled down. Artists at this level need to handle tough questions without getting defensive. Tough questions? Teddy thundered. Asking about my influences, that's tough. What you've done is try to rewrite my story. Kelly stayed seated, her voice sharp. I'm helping our viewers understand your journey. Or helping yourself understand how someone like me could succeed without the system that validated you. Teddy shot back. The studio air was electric. Kelly finally snapped to her feet. I've given countless artists this stage. If you can't appreciate that, maybe the problem isn't with me. Appreciate it. Teddy's voice cut through the silence. You've spent this entire time trying to prove I don't belong. If this is welcome, I'd hate to see rejection. You're twisting my words, Kelly argued. Am I? Teddy gestured to the audience. They heard you too. Every loaded question, every backhanded comment, Kelly's desperation showed. This is my show, Teddy. If you can't respect that, maybe you should reconsider being here. Teddy stared at her, the room holding its breath. Then his voice came calm, steady. Maybe I should. Kelly's mask cracked. Don't be dramatic. We can work through this. There's nothing to work through. You don't respect me, Kelly. You respect the views I bring. Teddy began unhooking his mic. Kelly pleaded. That's not true. I brought you here because I believe in your talent. No. You brought me because I'm trending. Don't confuse clicks with belief, Kelly faltered. I wanted to share your story. My story? Teddy's laugh was hollow. You didn't ask about my struggles, my fans, my songs. You asked how social media built me. That's not my story. Kelly's voice shook. I don't understand why you're being hostile. I've always supported artists from all backgrounds. Backgrounds? Teddy's tone cut like glass. You've made it clear mine isn't legitimate in your eyes. You didn't have to say it. You showed it. Kelly tried again. You're misreading casual questions? Casual? Teddy's laugh was bitter. This was an interrogation, not an interview. Kelly finally snapped. Maybe this reaction is why people in the industry had concerns about working with you. The audience gasped. Teddy froze, then whispered, There it is. The real Kelly Clarkson. Kelly panicked. I didn't mean it like that. Yes, you did, Teddy said firmly. You think my refusal to bow to your narrative means I'm the problem. That's why the industry overlooked me. That's why you don't see me as legitimate. Kelly's voice cracked. That's not what I think. It's exactly what you think, Teddy said. And the worst part? I actually respected you. Kelly's voice broke. Teddy, let me make it right. You can't unmake this. You showed me who you are. Teddy gently placed the mic on the table. I came here thinking you'd understand the struggle. Instead, I got ambushed. Kelly's voice trembled. Please don't leave. Teddy's eyes softened with sadness. The tragedy isn't what you think about me. Kelly, it's that you probably think this way about so many artists who don't fit your mold. This has never happened before, Kelly whispered. Maybe because others smiled and nodded instead of standing up for themselves, Teddy said. He looked out at the stunned audience. Sometimes being honest matters more than being polite. Kelly's last plea rang out. You're throwing away a huge opportunity. This show reaches millions.